So, but before we get to them, what happens next?
Oh, we get to do IP in the news. So intellectual property in the news.
There we go. So all of you IP aficionados, get ready, because we're going to be talking a little bit about Apple and some of their, well, one of their new patents. Actually, they just got 51 patents issued yesterday. That's a lot of patents to get issued at one time. And they had one special patent. What was that?
Well, we want to talk about this one, yes. So titanium is a metal that is strong and light, and it can be used to make laptops. But the problem with titanium is that it gets oxidized, which means that chemicals react from the air, react with it, and it turns color. And so they're not sure that people are going to want, well, they know probably that people are going to say, oh, my laptop changed color, there's something wrong with it. So
well, titanium, according to the patent, titanium changes from like a silver color to a yellow color to a brown color, and then purple
or blue
or purple,
which I think would be okay, but people would probably think there's something wrong. So they don't want that to happen. So they've gotten into the chemical business, and they've developed this coating that will keep the color constant over time.
Right. And I bet all of our listeners appreciate that titanium has the highest strength to weight ratio of any metal.
Well, it'll make the laptops lighter and the other devices lighter.
Right. And they can make them thinner so they can get more electronic stuff in there. So anyway, I think it's pretty interesting that Apple has actually gone into this kind of chemical manufacturing business. And, you know, there's always something new on the horizon when it comes to technology. So
there is. And Apple gets lots of patents.
And they do. So
yeah.
What's next? This is not an Apple patent.
So I found this patent. I thought it was kind of funny, but I can see why people would use it. So I'm going to hold this up. I probably can't see it, but it's a template that a man, that shows men on this, women could use it too, that you put on your face, or this is on the back of the head too, and you shave, and where the template is doesn't get shaved. So this shows a guy with a Batman logo mustache.
I've always wanted one of those. I always wanted a beard in the shape of a Batman logo.
And you can make your hair, your facial hair, look like celebrity hair. And it also shows the back of heads with like somebody's face like shaved into the back of.
I think there's like Martin Luther King, and then I'm not sure who that other guy is. He looks like Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. So
I actually think this is a good idea. And this patent just issued. And the thing about it too is that these are probably pretty easy to make grids, although he has this whole complex thing about fitting them to the face and stuff, but they shouldn't be that expensive to make. So I think this could be a really successful product.
Well, you could copy a celebrity beard, but the problem is the rest of your face has to look like a celebrity, right? You know, I mean, you know, Danny DeVito using a beard shape of Tom Cruise is not going to really create the same effect, right? So anyway, it's time for Richard's Roundtable. Let's get the heck out of here. And this is where we go around the room and ask people, what do you think about what we just spoke about? Or do you have a question about intellectual property in general? So Renee, you're up first.
Well, being that I'm a designer, I find it very interesting that you're talking about how they're putting a coating on to keep the color. I find that really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny how things like that have to improve in order to make other improvements. So, and Apple has been, you know, fantastic when it comes to design. I mean, that's their whole brand.
Right, exactly. So that's a great thing that they've come up with. Fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely. Carrie, what are your thoughts?
I am sort of fascinated and also slightly horrified by the beard template, but it will stick with me. You know what's interesting though? If you're a woman and you can use that, my hat's off to you, at least on your face. I mean, I'd love to see what that looks like. The back of the head, also interesting. However, there have been things like that made in the past for women, not for facial hair, like chin and beard hair, but eyebrow templates. Mm-hmm. So you put like a little eyebrow template over, and then you pluck around those areas. So this is like a maybe like a jumping off from that original one, but they've really, they've taken it to new levels.
They have. And it's timely. I see so many beards now. It's really,
Yeah.
Everybody has the COVID beard.
everybody has the.
Although
COVID beard.
really, I feel like they sort of missed the prime window. Like this should have come out last summer because that
Right.
was when they were in like full bloom.
Well, so it did issue May 12th, 2020, but I haven't seen it
Oh.
on the market. So they needed somebody like Renee to help them get it on the QVC,
That's
right?
exactly right.
Yeah.
There
And
you
me to
go.
create some video around it.
Yeah.
And
There you
there you
go.
go. The before and after, right?
Yes.
You got somebody shaving.
There you go.
I think that would be great. So, Gal, what are your thoughts about what we just heard?
Well, I think that Apple is it's a great company, a great technology company, and it's pushing the edge in every aspect. They looking and they all the time looking for how to make the product better, and they pushing the barrier up in everywhere. So chemical and metal and technology and chips and everything. So they doing our world a bit better than for all of us.
That's
I
great.
agree.
I agree.
100%.
So, Dr. Jean, you have a PhD, so
Yeah.
please tell us what you think.
Well, as an entrepreneur who has her IP lawyer on speed dial and literally sending him an email every day that says, could I register mark this? Could I trademark this? I think that most of us in entrepreneurial land miss the boat in terms of building a portfolio around registered marks and trademarks. So kudos to Apple to thinking about how to expand their portfolio of IP work, because it just makes your company that much more valuable. I mean, not that Apple isn't a valuable company. Every little bit helps.
I agree with all of the above. And finally, Trung, what is your thinking around all of this stuff?
So I think they're extremely valuable. RISE, we have 4 issued patents, 3 pending, filed across Canada, US, the EU, and China. Our patents were instrumental to help us, I would say, eliminate copycats off Amazon. So we received an Amazon court judgment. Anytime a copycat kind of pops up, we're able to file and get them removed almost immediately. So I think Amazon's doing a good job supporting and really backing companies with patents. And we're filing for a slew of more patents, always innovating. So definitely appreciate the patent protection we have. And I think trademarks are, especially if you're manufacturing in China and whatnot, I think trademarks are definitely something companies need to also apply for, especially in China. You don't want squatters just trademarking your brand and preventing you from exporting it out of China. And that's happened with some of my colleagues. So it's more of a defensive measures with your patents. And that's what we've learned with our IP portfolio.
Oh, that's great to
You
hear.
sound really sophisticated.
Yeah, you do. Kenya, are you with us?
I am. I love the idea of, I guess it's a hair template, right? So over the summer, I saw a lot of hair designs, especially with barbers in the multicultural market. So I think that they're going after that target market, which is super smart, because I don't know if you remember over the summer, but Drake did that iconic heart-shaped design and his haircut, and everybody just followed suit with all their own type of design. So I think this is a great solution to help barbers just be able to create that same experience with the clients that they work with and be creative. So I love the thinking behind that.
So thanks for pointing out, and it is really timely from a cultural perspective. And hopefully the inventor will see his invention take off. So thanks for pointing that out. So now it's time for a break. So we need to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back after this moment. We'll be right back right after this message. You're listening to Passage to Profit with Richard and Elizabeth Gerhardt, and we will be back, I promise.